mentality, and we've been able to effectively deliver that experience in the digital world with AI, with data, with the latest innovations.
The in-house work which we do is indeed a bedrock for Williams-Sonoma's growth.
Our partnership with Salesforce allows us to integrate that innovation and deliver it at scale, securely, reliably, connecting the dots between the B2C marketing space and the B2B space, and really ultimately amplifying the customer experiences we want to deliver.
We have this amazing portfolio of brands that allows us to serve our customer in every major event, even the small events of every day.
Customer 360 for us is really about being able to stitch not just their behavioral data and their transactional data, but our understanding about who they are.
Our triggered email program is able to capture what our customers are interested in from a product perspective, but also a life stage perspective. And as our customer transitions through different life stages, our marketing transitions as well.
Data Cloud is where we're layering in our own data science to translate all these signals.
Leveraging all of our data to make sure that we're serving the right message to the right customer. And it's our job to inspire them.
Dreaming about the dinner party, a better recipe for the holidays, a gift that you give. That's the stuff that gets people really excited. If we know they love to bake, we are able to send personalized notes about the latest and greatest baking.
I'm super excited about the era which we have entered, powered by data, AI, and CRM. And I think trust is going to be the key.
Whether it's machine learning or deep learning or NLP, is absolutely transformative. So we're working closely with Salesforce to figure out how do we integrate our own AI capabilities into our marketing programs to take that to the next level.
The better we can personalize our communication to you, the better we serve you. And
How about a huge hand for Sajana? Well done. Well, that was such an exciting demo, and Laura Alber is here, the CEO of Williams-Sonoma. Please welcome Laura to Dreamforce. Laura, we're happy to have you, and I know you've come to the last couple of Dreamforces, and we're so grateful for the relationship that the company has with you, so thank you for being here. But we thought this year we would love to profile your company and the incredible work you're doing, not just in the B2C space, but the B2B space. And it's amazing how your company's transformed and that you're able to serve both types of these customers. You know, what's been your biggest surprise, Laura, you know, when you're out there kind of developing this next generation company?
It's, first of all, how much time do we have?
2 hours was fine.
Great.
Just go ahead. We got all the time you want.
You know, as you saw in the video, we've been at this for a long time with a lot of brands. We started a lot of them in our own company, and the innovation and the entrepreneurial culture is really alive and well at Williams-Sonoma. And as much as things change, they stay the same. And service is still the most important thing that we do. And what's exciting about the future is this new technology that's really going to be able to help us serve our customers better and inspire them more than we are able to today.
What's your dream for AI? You and I have had so many conversations about AI, and you've thought about AI in your company and your personal life. You know, what is your dream for AI and Williams-Sonoma? How do you think it can improve your company and its productivity?
Well, let's talk about trust, right? And what does trust mean and what breaks trust? And when you think about things and people that you trust, they are reliable, they are helpful, and they do no harm, right? And so when you think about brands, they're going to win with AI. They have to really add value to the customer's life. They have to serve them better than they did before. And the last thing you want it to do is to hurt the customer experience. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and I actually was pretty inspired by Parker and his resetting of what artificial intelligence really means. And the truth is that when it comes to customers, there can be nothing artificial about the experience. So as we use AI, and we use it to inspire and improve the experience, we need to make sure that it's completely authentic. So I wonder about a name change to AI. I wonder if it should just be called intelligence, or as Parker said, data intelligence. And I think we should stop thinking about the definition as artificial when it comes to the customer experience.
Well, it's a powerful thought, you know. Give her pass it. It's a powerful thought. We've been working with this amazing company in Italy, Gucci. They were so happy they made these shoes that I'm wearing and sent them to me. I was very happy about that, especially because everybody likes free shoes. But we are using Einstein 1 platform with them in their customer service center in Italy. And they thought, oh, maybe we're going to get more productive. Maybe we're not going to need as many customer service or call center folks. But all of a sudden, their team is on Einstein 1. They're using this amazing platform. And what they realized was, wait, our customer service team just closed a deal. Our customer service team just created a marketing campaign. Our customer service team just created a new product. And all of a sudden, they were augmented. They had the ability to be different and better than they had ever been before. And they renamed the entire team Cloud9, which was pretty cool. You know, do you see something like that happening at Williams-Sonoma?
Absolutely. You know, it's not easy to furnish a home. It's not easy to cook dinner or Thanksgiving. And, you know, there's so many life stages, things change. And when you come upon those big times in your life where you need to buy a new house and furnish it, or move to a new apartment, or downsize, or bring a baby into your life, you need a lot of help. And so imagine if we can use the collective information from other people who are in your situation to better serve you. And it's not just about the selling. It's also about the supply chain and how you can optimize costs and how you can better deliver that to you. And if there is a change, and you know, when you showed the video about the thing having to be early, I started to sweat because this happens all the time. How do you make those changes and do it with a profit? And so what we're seeing is that AI serves us in many different places, not just the obvious ones, marketing and sales, but also supply chain, return logistics, and all those things that add up to, you know, making the customer experience really, really wonderful all the way from the beginning to the end.
Well, it's very exciting. Well, Laura, we're thrilled that you're at Dreamforce, and I hope you'll be able to talk to a lot of our customers who are here and inspire them, because we've been very inspired by you, and we're thrilled with everything you're doing between Williams-Sonoma and Salesforce. Thanks so much for everything.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to take a look now, quickly, at the future of artificial intelligence. And we're going to take a look at some of the nuances of what it's going to take to make AI successful inside your companies. We're going to go through some terms and some ideas that we haven't had to really cross these bridges before with you at Dreamforce, but we're going to do it with our new Einstein 1 platform, and we're going to do it with Patrick Stokes. Patrick, where are you? Please welcome him. Patrick Stokes.
All right. Hey, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Laura. So, look, we have just seen some absolutely incredible experiences of how Williams-Sonoma is bringing AI into every workflow across their business. And we've seen how they're using it with their customers, like Naya, to open restaurants just like this. But if you're like me just a few months ago, your head is probably spinning a little bit. You're probably looking at all of this and looking at Einstein just reacting, and it seems to know everything about your business. And you're probably wondering, how does this all work, right? Is this real? It looks a little bit too good to be true. And it's not. It's not magic. It's just AI. But like the internet maybe 2 decades ago, we have to kind of learn some new terms so that we can get some headspace around how does this all work. So let's do that by just considering what it's like to build an application today. Because when we build applications with AI, it's a very, very different animal. So let's think through this. When we build applications today, it really starts with clicks, or our user interface. Now, our user interface is usually represented by buttons and menus. We're all used to these as individuals. And as an application developer, I have to spend quite a bit of time thinking about the way those buttons look, where I place them in my application, because I want my application to be intuitive for my users. And then behind all of those buttons, I need them to do something, right? When a user presses a button, I need it to do something. And so we just connect buttons to code that somebody has to go out and write. Those buttons just represent instructions on behalf of the user, and we send those instructions into code, which has been kind of carefully written and carefully crafted to receive those instructions in a very specific way and then execute. And then when we execute, all we're really doing, if we really wanted to simplify an application, is we're changing data. We're creating new data, writing data, editing data, or in some cases, deleting data. But an AI application works totally differently. Instead of a traditional user interface represented by buttons, we can have a much simpler user interface, one represented by conversations. We've all seen this with ChatGPT. Just a simple way to talk and to send those instructions in natural language. And because those instructions are coming in natural language, we don't really need code. We just need a prompt. A prompt is just that set of instructions, right? And the real magic is it works because underneath that prompt, we have something that we've never had before, which is we have AI. We have a large language model. And the large language model is capable of doing something that you and I all do every single day without ever really thinking about it. And that's we think and we reason. And so when we receive those instructions via the prompt, we're able to kind of figure out exactly what we want to go do and how to execute on it without code. That's what we do as humans, and that's exactly what a large language model does as well. And then data becomes really important here because as humans, we all have lots of data in our head. We have lots of information and context. And so to make these instructions via the prompts work, we need to give the large language model more data as well. And that's data grounding, right? So instead of a data-driven application, we have a data-grounded application. It's all of that additional context that we want to add into that large language model or into that prompt. Now, to do this with Salesforce, we need something new. We need an entirely new set of tools. And this is what Salesforce has done for 20 years, is we make the hard things really easy. And that's why we're so excited to announce for the first time Einstein 1 Copilot Studio. Now, Einstein 1 Copilot Studio is an incredible new opportunity for all of our trailblazers in the room to help bring all of this AI into their organization. It helps you edit and customize and
Wow, that was an amazing story, and I really love the brand. It's one of the most trusted brands in the world, and I'm going to invite Sanjana back to the stage to really show us how to bring this to life with AI and data and CRM. Sanjana.
Now, as we saw in that incredible film, Williams-Sonoma cares deeply about providing that connected, personalized experience to every single customer across every stage of life. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here today, and we're going to show you all of this in action on the Einstein 1 platform in this visionary demo. But before we get into it, let's give our amazing demo team a hand, Rusha and Callie. Now, to tell you this story, I want to introduce you to Naya, who's a longtime customer of Williams-Sonoma. She's been in their Key Rewards program for 6 years, so we have a lot of data about her across all of our brands. And in this marketing homepage, I have all of this data available to me. I have her customer lifetime score, I have her propensity to buy certain products, and her purchase history across all of our channels. All of this is powered by that rich information in Data Cloud. I even have this.
Of course, Einstein 1 Copilot Studio, just like Data Cloud, is built right on top of our Einstein 1 architecture. It's built right on that trust layer that Parker talked about a little bit earlier. It's built on this idea of being able to connect your own models, to be able to connect models from our partners, or maybe even go build your own model with a service like AWS Bedrock and host that right on top of Salesforce's shared infrastructure. And then ultimately connect that back up to your Einstein Copilot, your skills, and your prompts. Now, I'm going to do something here that I like to do, which is put this clicker in my pocket, because we don't need it anymore, and we're going to show you a demo of how this all works. So here we go. We're going to go right back to that service experience that we saw a few minutes ago. Now, Einstein has just finished this out. I've sent an email. Is there anything else I can help you with today? And in fact, there is something else I'd like Einstein to do. I want Einstein to just summarize this all for me. So thank you, Einstein. One more thing. Can you please summarize Naya's order status for me? Now, you see Einstein working here. That's because Einstein doesn't know how to do this yet. This is a really simple instruction for you and I as human beings because we know who Naya is. We've just had an interaction with her. We know what she's ordered because we're in this interaction here. Or maybe I know how to go to my order system as a human being to swivel chair over there. And I probably know how to go get some information about the shipping carrier and where her status is, where her order is right now. But Einstein doesn't. So let's fix that. So let's go into Einstein Copilot Studio. Now here we are in the all-new Einstein Copilot Studio. This is where we can build and extend the capability of Einstein. You see we have prompts, we have skills, which we'll get to in a moment, and we have models where you can connect all of those large language models from across your infrastructure. So we're going to get started in prompts. Everything always starts with a prompt. So let's create a brand new prompt here. We're going to go ahead and click Create Prompt, and I'm going to show you how easy this is. So we're going to try to create a prompt that's capable of summarizing an order. So we're going to give the prompt a name, summarize a customer's order status, and we're going to give it a description. Now, something really magical is happening with this description, which I don't think we've ever said before. These description fields are usually throwaway, right? We fill these out just so that we as human beings can come back and find them later on when we want to go back and edit. But that's the important part, because that's exactly how a large language model does it as well. That description is just the instruction. So when Naya asks, or when I ask as a service rep, can I summarize an order for me, the large language model is just scanning through all of the prompts it has, and it's connecting that inquiry to this particular prompt, and it's doing that with just reasoning, the same way you and I would do it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click Create, and now we've created a brand new prompt, and you can see we've taken that description and just put it right in the prompt. That is the instruction that we're going to create for this prompt. So create a concise summary, et cetera, et cetera. And the more instruction we put here, likely the better response we're going to get. But also, the more data we put here, the better the response we're going to get. Now, you can see I'm putting a little data here. I'm saying the customer's name is contact.firstname. So that's coming right out of the CRM. It's just a simple way to connect data within your CRM. So let's go ahead and test this. So we can go down here to preview, and we can actually just pick a contact right out of our database to see what this would look like. So we're going to pick Naya. And what we get now is called a grounded prompt. This is not yet a generation. This is the prompt that we're going to send to the large language model. And now you can see we have the instruction, but we also have a little bit of additional context. Right there it says the customer's name is Naya. Now let's go ahead and generate a response. Let's send this off to our large language model and see what we get back. It's still not very good. We get a little bit of personalization. We can see that Naya's name is in there, but really, it's not good at all. Sorry, I don't have the capability to access tracking information. So Einstein doesn't have enough context. It doesn't have enough data. So how are we going to fix that? Well, this shouldn't shock you. We're going to use Data Cloud to fix that. So let's jump over to Einstein 1 Data Cloud and look at how easy it is to connect all of this context. So earlier, Sanjana showed us how we can harmonize all of our data across all of our different systems. So we have a harmonized individual model here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create something called a data graph. Now, a data graph is just a quick and easy way to get all of the data that we need into one place so that it can be consumable by other applications. Or in our case, Einstein and a prompt specifically. So we've added sales order data. That's going to be really important context for Einstein to be able to summarize that order, right? Now let's go ahead and click Preview. And this might scare some of you in the room, but not all of you. If you're a developer in the room, this is probably the best thing you've ever seen. This is just a JSON object. Now, a JSON object, now this looks like code. It's not really code. If you look at it closely, we're still clapping over here. If you look at it closely, this is just data. It's just structured data, right? It's not much different than looking at an Excel file full of data. That's really all of this is. And what this does is it makes it really easy to pick this data up and put it right in the prompt. So let's look at how easy it is to do that. Let's jump back over to Prompt Studio. We'll save it first. Jump back over to Prompt Studio. So right now, we've only got our contact.firstname. What if we wanted to add a little instruction there, use this data to generate your response? Well, what data? All of the data that we just created in Data Cloud. So we're going to search for that, and we're going to go down into Data Cloud because it's natively integrated with our platform here, and we're going to pick our data graph. Now, that really looks like a big, ugly statement, but don't worry about it. Let's reground our prompt here, and there's all of our data. And we don't have to put that data into another language because Einstein can just read JSON. It's perfectly capable of reading through all of that data, just like actually I am, and some of the people here in the room are, and understanding it. We have Naya's information right in there in that data, her full information. We have all of her order details right there in that prompt. So now we should get a much, much better response from our prompt. Let's try again. Let's hit generate. Much better. Good news, Naya's order number is 09268, including a Slope Vegan leather dining chair. This is exactly the kind of summary, and it's able to do that because we've connected all of that data directly into that prompt via Data Cloud. Super easy. But I want to go one step further. You see, I've got a tracking number there. And what I'd really like to do is I'd like to give Naya some information on exactly where her package is at this moment in time. Now, you might think I'm going to show you Data Cloud again, but I'm not, because realistically, we're probably not going to go query our carrier for every customer order ever, every moment of the day to figure out where their package is. We're probably only going to do that in our time of need. Well, this is one of those times of need. So how are we going to give Einstein the ability to actually go do that? Well, we're going to do it with skills. So let's jump back over to Einstein Copilot Studio. And you can see Einstein Copilot down there on the bottom. Let's edit him. In other words, let's give Einstein something new that he doesn't know how to do right now. You see we've got a few skills here already. We've got a knowledge article skill, a flows skill, location verification skill, etc. Let's add a new one. Now, Mark asked me to make this quick, so I've already got one here. So we've got our order management skill. Let's go ahead and click that. And we can see all of the different order management capabilities that we can give Einstein here. Now, I want to point out two things. Number one, again, is those descriptions. Those descriptions are really important. That's how that large language model goes and finds those skills and connects them to the task that our user is asking. But the second thing I want to point out is that what these are just workflows. These are API calls. And the way we're enabling them is with the tools that the trailblazers in this room already know how to use. It's Flow, it's Apex, it's Prompt Builder. These are just the things that you already know how to use. So you don't have to go write something new, learn some new technology in order to give Einstein capability. You can use the tools that have been in the platform the whole time. OK, great. Let's go ahead and add that skill to Einstein. And now let's go back to our service experience and see if Einstein has finished working. So he's still thinking, and let's see if he comes up with an answer here. Boom. Good news. Naya's order is scheduled for delivery and should arrive today. Here is the tracking number. So that is everything that we need. We've given it all of the context, we've given it the skill, and we've used our large language model to reason across these instructions that are coming from this service agent without ever having to write a single line of code or a single decision tree. This really is the power of Einstein Copilot Studio. Now, I could not be more excited about this opportunity for all of you, especially I think we have a whole bunch of trailblazers in the room right over here. This is a massive opportunity for all of you. This is an entirely new way to build applications, but it's not just our trailblazers in the room. Of course, we have over 20 million trailblazers back at home representing 90 million countries. You are all now Einstein as well. We cannot wait for you to get out there and try these new tools. Okay. We're in the home stretch now. We've got one more amazing thing to show you all. We've talked about quite a few revolutions here, a trust revolution, an AI revolution, a data revolution. We've got one more revolution to walk you all through, and that, of course, is the productivity revolution. And there is no one better to talk about the productivity revolution than our CEO of Slack,